Fantastic. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being with us. 6,000 people. That is amazing. I know this is probably unscheduled, with even with unscheduled agenda. We're going to just go with the flow, okay? And the reason for doing this because we will be rather uh, busy. I explained it's nothing major for the next couple of weeks, and we might not be able to show next week at least for about a week or so. And then we thought we want to make sure that we are kept in the loop. Uh, Typically, on Passive 360 talks about the previous 7 days or recaps the entire week. Not much going on there except behind the scene. And that's my trouble. I'm having a hard time. What can I share with you? Because it's all of it is like private information or confidential information that I have to be very careful of what I can share with you publicly. In general, okay, not to be vague or to confuse you, to keep it simple, we are on a track for some major changes to the better, okay? And the reason, because as a brother to all of you, okay, I have been uh, duped a few times. I'm just going to say it, okay, in my life. And I had an incredible reputation in the beginning of this journey. I just, it means a lot to me to be respected and to be truthful to those who I deal with. Uh, we got in business. The reasons are from internal, external, doesn't matter. Uh, I mean, bad people exist, okay, or bad intentions exist, and that kind of affected us in a negative way. And I tried with the hope of and giving the faith to in others, okay, to give a chance and all of that. It seems like when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, uh, not always a good idea. Okay, if there's not a good uh, calculated harmony. If it's random, then everything is expected because people could be with a different agenda. I'm talking about everybody, not just like, I don't mean just an inner circle or specific people, but I'm talking about in general. So things got a little bit off track. This is all I want to say today. And the rest is yours, okay? I'm going to say, my name is Ash Mufareh. I have nothing to show to humanity but good and positivity. Nothing. Okay. Sadly, I got ruined in a way, but that's okay. It was for a good reason. I gave a chance. I believed in others. Okay, but as of now, I want you to know, all of you. Okay, I am in charge. I am going to take control of this. I'm not going to listen to anybody what to fix or what to tell me and I am going to do it, even the details of the details when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to production, all of that. I didn't tell you now because I'm going to start today. No, I've been doing it and I see how things now are on the right track and with the level, the capacity, the quality that aligns with my vision. My vision was way up, and the production or the progression was totally almost like it sounds like a different vision. All right, I don't doubt everybody's effort or intention. You would not have anybody that will dare to tell you this publicly. I'm telling you, things didn't go to where I wanted to go. And the easiest call for anybody else, I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about, it's been in a while. And I kept, the faith and the hope and giving the benefit of the doubt to everybody. It's just not working. Okay. I'm not talking about today. It's been this way for a while. And anybody will just throw the towel. I'm telling you, and say it's too complicated. It got hit so hard. Let's just call it a day, and game is over. Not me. I don't quit. I really believe that I will make a massive change, a positive change. And I'm telling you, now talk to me. I'm not talking right now. I'm not talking about on behalf of Unpassive. I'm talking about, I'm talking as Ash Mufareh, your friend, or the human, the person. I'm talking from me to you. If you're listening now or the live recording, I'm telling you, I'm in charge now, not Unpassive, and I will do this right. And I already have the signs, I already have the progress, and I have it. It's going to blow your mind. And that's the only way it should be. It should have been before, but things got in a different direction, sadly. So there's going to be a little bit of a shake up now or turbulence. Okay, don't get affected. I'm in charge. I'll do this right, and I will make you very proud that you stuck with us. That's all I want to say. Back
Perfect.
to who?
Perfect. Perfect.
I
Thanks
don't want
for
to
sharing.
get to more details. I apologize if you're not that close. You don't understand what I'm talking about. But I know those who know me, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So the details are almost irrelevant. Okay, don't get trapped in the details. I'm telling you the direction. I'm Ash Mufareh one more time. I'm putting my name out there. I'm going to tell you, I'm in charge. I'll do this right better than you thought. The right way it should have been in a while, but I'm already doing it.
Good for you.
All right. Enough is enough.
Yeah, Ash, I got to say, a while back, I'm not going to say last year or the year before, there was a period of time that I noticed an uncomfortableness with you. And I'm not going to name
Yeah.
names or things that happened, just a sense I had because I
Yeah.
think things weren't going the way you wanted. And too many, like you said, cooks in the kitchen with their thoughts, their ideas, their agenda, and you seemed like a fish out of water, so to speak. And I'm so glad that it's come full circle now, and you're back on track. So
You said, I know and I trust Ash. Okay.
right,
Did you say that? Yeah.
yeah, yep.
So we're going to put things back on track. And it's really not a personal thing. It's just uh, this whole ideology came from my heart and my mind, and it has to be uh, within my control and capacity. It's going to be almost like a hygienic, okay, creature if it's done by other. What's the word, Gene? You're smiling.
I was thinking high colonic. Like
So was I.
You
I was,
you have better
maybe that's
access
not
to
what
the
you were talking.
ch- to the proper language. You have better access. I don't have much access. Okay, so I think we got it. All right. Uh, Listen, I do believe in the vision, not just what you know and not just about the impassive ecosystem, but what's behind it and what's going to follow and the impact of that. I concretely believe and stand as of now, today, that this will be the biggest, most positive transformation in humankind in this century. Take my word, okay? You don't want to take it, it's up to you. But I'm telling you from my heart, I know what's uh, what's being done and what need to be done. Just people. I'm talking about all across, internal, external. Everybody see it from a tiny angle, and seems like I'm the only one who is zooming out and seeing the full picture, okay, the big picture, and I just have to be in charge.
Ash, you have always been engaged. It's always been your vision. You've always been at the head of Unpassive. You have reclaimed your power. It is wonderful to see and hear you. Thank you for doing what you're doing
We're
and
gonna
being who
do
you
it,
are.
and we're gonna get back to the. Thank you, Robin. We're gonna get back to the the roots and the core of this entire concept.
And I really do appreciate what you're sharing right now. And I know that I can only speak for myself, not for everybody, but I believe that everybody, a lot of people will align with what you said. And I believe in order for all of us to understand what you just said, we need to really going back to a lot of the conversation that you have said, because a lot of the things that you have said to us and you giving us that sentimental feelings, how you share what you think, it's amazing how things are aligning together. And I would definitely suggesting to everyone, if you really didn't understand what he's saying here, really go back to some of that conversation. And I'm going to take this opportunity to let everyone know that I put on a library of the things that Ash said that really apply for all of us, not only in the past, but it's now, and it's continued to apply the ways that he shared his feelings and his thinking.
Right.
There's a whole library of it. And if you like to have it, I would
You know,
definitely love to
Julie,
share with you.
I think you are one of those people, and pretty much everybody on the panel here. Those who know me on the personal level, they could tell the difference or the gap between the vision or the it just not me. Okay, so we're gonna have to put things back on track at any cost.
Thank you. I
I've
really
been working on it, yeah. But those who know me, like it's like this doesn't sound like what we know about Ash, right? Uh, we know it's people do business with people, okay, and people do any dealing with people. It's just people they know and they trust and all of that. So for the most part, those people, I'm talking about the masses, everybody from the beginning, our customers, our affiliates, our co-founding members, everybody is to a degree they know or they feel good about the person or the heads or the whoever recommended it to us, whether me personally or others. So they have that connection, but on the ground seems to be a little bit off, you know, the frame or off guard the picture that we have. But it's all good. We're big. I'm a big boy. I don't cry about the past. It's painful. It's devastating to myself and my family. You don't know. You don't know what we went through and what we go through. You have no clue. But either you surrender to evil and wrongdoing and idiocy, or you just fight and until the end. Uh, I think I was searching in the morning for a home remedy for stupidity and ignorance. They said, unfortunately, there's no cure to that. So it
Ash,
does exist, is how you deal with it. I'm not going to cure it. Yeah, tell me.
oh, I just wanted to say that, going through this, like you said, how all the challenges have, strengthened you, and you actually, it's going, passive's going to be better because of those challenges. You would not have been being you if you had not entrusted these people with your vision. So if you had not done that, even though it has not, they had did not carry it through, or or however it's working out,
I
um,
understand. I know
you
exactly
know
what
what
you
I'm
mean.
saying?
Yeah.
Yes, and so it was a necessary thing. It's just the
But
same way
not
that
from a
you look at
business
all of
point
us.
of view, Gene. That's why, the professionals and the whatever lawyers and business savvy people completely disagree with me, and they don't see me, or they don't give me that cushion you're giving me. It's a nice thing, and you're a kind guy, or no, it doesn't work that way in business. So sadly, we just have to chew the manufacturing of things. It's okay to be from the heart, but the practices and the policies and the details must be strict and firm.
Ash,
Absolutely.
sometimes strong leadership requires difficult decisions, and you've obviously made your decision that I'm in charge, regardless of what your views and thoughts are. I personally believe that the majority of people who are watching this, and especially everyone who's on this panel, have always had your back and always will have your back. We have your vision, and we will stand shoulder to shoulder with you through whatever you may be going through. And you're absolutely right. We have no idea what your family have been going through. We can only envisage that to a certain extent. But one thing's for sure is that our loyalty to you certainly will not waver. And we cannot wait to see the fruition of your vision for the benefit not only of On Passive, the company, but more importantly of what it's going to do to the world and humanity. And I really salute you for taking a very bold decision to say enough's enough. I'm the man in charge, and from now on, you do what I say. It is a hard thing to do. I've been in positions before where you have to put your foot down. Too much stuff's going on that you're not comfortable with. And it takes a really strong individual to be able to do that. And I salute you for that.
This is from a wise, growing man who just grew up another year. So it means a lot. Okay. From a wise man. You're absolutely right. Enough is enough. And here's what I can tell you. Listen. Previously, I used to say, we're going to blow you. Okay. I'm telling you what I did as Ash Mufareh. My name is already there. Okay. It's personal. Recorded, casted everywhere. What I did, not will be doing, okay, or thinking to do, will blow your mind. It's just not ready for me to announce it. Okay? What I did, Ash Mufareh, not what we did, will blow your mind. And I go back to the roots and to the basics. We are going to reshape the planet. That's just exactly the most accurate description to what's just about to happen.
Ash, I talked about this, I think, on another webinar, maybe a Bangladesh one or not. I think some people understand, but the capacity of understanding what you've done since 2018 is utterly amazing. And I'm not just saying that to, pat you on the back. It's the truth. You have orchestrated from scratch a company, a business in different locations, buildings, hiring people. We were talking about it the other night, how O-Staff is just going to help so many business. You didn't have all of that to get going. Just the
Right.
personnel issues alone, dealing with managing people, the laws, the rules, the payroll. It's just utterly amazing how you've done that from scratch. And I had said, Ash has not gone out and bought another company and taken it over and made it his.
Yeah.
You made it from scratch. And just to do all of those functions alone would drive the average person crazy. And you did it.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I love
Thank
what
you.
you're saying, Susie. Mr. Ash?
What about what I said, Julie? I'm kidding.
No, what you said, I appreciate what you say, and I appreciate so much what you have done. And then Susie started kind of pick up another point from what I'm thinking is that everything that you are doing is preparing for On Passive to be the top, the
Right.
best AI with heart out there.
Yeah.
And all the factor, the aspect that I recognize. I'm going to say this again. Please go back to watch the session with myself and Michael on Monday. We talked about those aspects that preparing us, what the company is doing to
Yeah.
preparing us to the next step. I also did the same conversation with the Bangladesh. They translated into Bengali. But yeah, a lot of those things that you are doing, totally getting us to the end game. And when I said the end game, doesn't mean that it ends there. It's continue to happen, but it's build up and it's laying up the tile, the foundation for what is happening and continue to happen. And so, Susie, you brought up the point that totally, it's a foundation. Everything that is happening right now is a solid foundation for Unpassive to last a lifetime, many lifetime,
Thank
not
you.
just a. So I
I agree
appreciate
with you.
sharing.
Also, Susie and Julie and everyone, not this is not just a business. What we were able to lay out, even it is beyond our expectations when it comes to the time duration. But at least what was accomplished, is uh, you know, putting the seed of, or laying the seed for something rather, uh, n- the least to say is disruptive, not traditional, and uh, throughout the process, we even recognized even more how necessary it is, how important this is. This change is needed. It just didn't happen fully yet, but at least the concept. So we're not talking about, when we're talking about staff, or we're talking about the details, or okay, that sounds beautiful. Okay, it's all going to make a severe positive impact in the workplace, in the market in general. But the concept, the ideology, as Julie said, AI with heart and all of that, it's just a new approach. So this is not just another business. Okay, I'm not saying, okay, this is O Connect. I'm going to go and let me do it simple. Okay, just a product, you build it. I'm not saying it's simple to get to this level, but simpler than changing the whole dynamic and revamping, reorganizing, remaking, or extreme makeover to the digital world in one stop shop. That's just phase one. Yes. So even if we didn't get to where we want to go in the hoped time, or the time we wished at least, okay, we're going to get there, no mistake, no doubt about that. But for sure, all of us know that we were successful to connect and uh, add and accumulate this solid community on a global scale, that they advocate and they believe, they support the vision, and they're willing to give it what it takes, just at our level and our capacity. But everybody will participate, within their ability. I know today, more than 2018, what we're doing is a must, is so needed, okay? And there are people already waiting for it. Uh, Before we said this might work, because we don't know. It might be a good idea to have it. Is going to simplify our marketing, digital marketing platform. Remember back in the beginning? Okay, and we're in control and we're going to spread all of that. But the idea evolved to large, to the point where it it touches more aspects of our life now. With that, we got the conviction and the confirmation from every one of you and those who are going to listen later, that this is needed. It's time. And you know what? It's a joke that I was worried about, if this is gonna take longer than it should, all right, or the word gets out, somebody else is gonna do it or beat us to it, okay? Like get the idea, yeah, okay, we're gonna do it and all of that. It's ridiculous how it's been there and some companies are already aware of it. I'm talking about the big boys, okay? They know, but they're still unwilling to do it. Not they can't. I mean, technically they can, but do they have the heart, the will to develop such a concept? So it is fascinating how, with the time is taken and the word is out and the vision is out, they can do it in a couple of clicks, because we've been, you know, uh, very outspoken about it. It's not a secret, at least the fundamental things. And then you would think, oh my God, that it's taken. Okay, now somebody's going to do it, or they're going to do it. No.
I
How
think a lot
long
of the,
we've talked about Academy? How long we've talked about Obless? How long we've talked about a better social platform? I'm sorry, Red. How long have we talked about? And there are so many uh, sources who could do it. They have the ability, they have the resources, they have the funds, they have uh, the manpower. It could be done, but ironically, it's not done. That means it only can be done from us. So that's why we're more convicted today and more convinced that there's even more demand today. It's a necessity. It's not a luxury anymore. We are gonna do it, and nobody else is likely to do it.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and it makes so much sense in what you just said. It's like it's you can see things that kind of lining up. All the ducks are lining up. So it's just it's amazing. It makes so much sense on what you're doing, and that's why we're happy because it's and you feel so liberating for be able to connecting the dots and see what you're doing, see where you're going, and understand the purpose behind it. It's I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
I
sharing that.
wish I could come off the screen now and maybe allow you to put your hand on my heart or chest or whatever, and you can feel I'm talking to you the truth from my bone, from my, blood. I'm telling you, this is uh, what's happening, what's been happening, and you can predict uh, only good things from now on. Much faster than you think, of course. I'm not starting today.
I think one of the reasons, Ash, that other companies probably aren't doing what you're doing is because of their ignorance, their greed, that they are raking in money doing what they're doing right now. So why should they take a chance to do something new? They know their market within what they're doing right now, and they're making an awful lot of money doing what they're doing. So why should we take a chance of investing in going down a different route that you are? So they've probably seen it, they've probably dismissed it in their arrogance by saying, we don't need that because we're doing really well, thank you very much.
Right.
But you're absolutely right in what you're saying, that you only have to look at the internet space right now, whether it's social media, whether it is people searching or how they utilize the internet space now. Almost one of the biggest things that you will come across anyone now when they're talking about social media is they all say the same thing. I can't wait to get off this platform. It does my head in. The amount of adverts and control and all the rest of it. You hear it from every single person, whatever platform they're on, whatever they're doing, the amount of adverts and the control. And this is where On Passive is going to step into the field is that they are going to bring something new, something fresh in a controlled environment. There's not going to be people hiding behind pseudonyms or false names. We know everybody, and it's going to be a safe environment. People are going to cry out for this. And this is where I think the big boys are missing the understanding of their market. All they look at is shareholders, returns, making money, but they're not looking at the real reason of why they're actually there, and that is consumers. Consumers will flock to On Passive because of what we are offering. And as I said before, kudos to you to taking all of this back into control, because it's obviously needed. It's obviously, we need to have a strong captain at the ship. You're the man. And I am so chuffed that you have taken control of the helm once again.
Means a lot for me, Red. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And it sounds like, just an analogy, everyone, like they took out their actual heart as a business or business owners in the market, and they just stuffed it with, dollars. It has no feeling.
Well, absolutely. That's all they are, isn't it? That is what they care about. They care about how much money they are making. You don't see the big boys who we all know sharing their wealth with other people. No, they just, it's like kids in a playground.
How much they need? You said the word
exactly.
Greedy. Exactly, they are greedy. Like, how much do you need? How much?
They're all. It's almost like a game between them, who is got more money than the other one. They don't need it. They just want to be
the second or the 20th.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make sense.
I'll take the bottom, the poorest, or the most.
Absolutely.
Broke. Okay, but when everybody else is okay, I'll take it. I don't need to be the top. I'll take the bottom.
Sure.
And it
doesn't make sense.
It's so funny that
not
you
from
said
a business perspective. I'll be fired in a second. Okay, if I go there to any business, then nobody's gonna put me in a leading position. No, because I have something they don't have.
But what are you going to be remembered? But what are you going to be remembered for, Ash? That's the difference.
Yes.
They might be remembered for being one of the richest people in the world, but who's going to give that any lip service?
I'm going to be remembered, and I know you didn't ask me or dodge me, but if you did, that means clever. Okay, it's expected from you. But I'm going to be remembered by the much impact I have, and transformation and inspiration to the individuals of humanity and for the overall humanity, for the planet, for so and so. But I know I'm going to be remembered for that. I'm not going to let anybody take what I can do for you, for her, for them, because of somebody's personal agenda, or, as you said, rightfully, greed, or just whatever benefits. I'm not going to let that hijack what I can do for you.
I have a thoughts that you are the sharks that swim amongst the sharks. Other sharks are saying, how fast, how massive can I swim to get there before everyone else? But you are the sharks that's swimming among them. In your mind, you're thinking of, how many people can I touch? Other big sharks out there thinking, how in their mind is all about numbers, right? In their minds, all about numbers. And when they see their numbers, they're working with numbers all day. And they feel, oh, in their heart, if I do this, I'll have a maximize of the number of the profit. But for you, I feel that you are working with human beings in your mind, but your heart is happy when you know that whatever that you are creating will touch the massive amount of people, will lift up more people. And I believe that is different, because all they need to do, they have the technologies, they have the budget, they have all of that, but they're focusing on the numbers instead of the maximized amount of people that they can touch to live up, or give them a chance or a leg up, like what Susie said the other day. It's just to give them that chance. I think that's a different, and based on what you think, your heart feel it, and you deliver, and what you're deliver here affecting everybody that's part of it. And it does, it's changed our life. It has changed and it has changed so many people that we talk to daily. And it is because your focus is on how many people can I lift up with what I'm doing, instead of how much can I charge, to make the maximum amount of the money. So I think it's just shifting our thinking. It'll make the difference.
Yeah. Speaking of thinking, somebody in New Jersey is scratching his head, so he's thinking of something. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I think I'm going to remind you, I've said it repeatedly previously, a while back, that even if I give them the script, the blueprint, I dare them to do it, because they're like that heart or sensibility or care for people. I think we knew it. So it's not a matter of ability, it's the ideology or the conceptual part. That's the least they would think about, is to make a positive impact. Hey, if positive impact means popularity, fame, views, all of that, which ends more money and books or whatever, yeah, that type, but it's not genuine. So you will end up also being the product, or the used, not the user. Interestingly, that New Jersey and Michigan, they don't have much to say. We know there's intelligence in California, UK, Pennsylvania, Canada, and Boston, or Mass, but come on. Your intelligence, I mean, some of the states, their intelligence is on the line and being questioned.
Where's Julie
That's why you
Pierre?
have to speak up.
Where's Julie Pierre when I need her now?
I think we have to turn off the recording before we slip into
Hey,
that
listen,
conversation.
Ash, it really doesn't matter what you say or how you say it. You have an immense following that believe in you, believe in your dreams, your wishes, and to this day, everyone on this panel plus another 1,400 founders, everyone keeps calling me. Can't take that call right now, sorry. And we believe in you. It doesn't matter. I like the fact that you're taking control. I always like that fact.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing of how to run a corporate business or a global company. I look at you for advice, how to do it. Do I watch you go one way and maybe not work? Yeah, every single day. And that's what this is about, man. If it was that easy, everyone that complained would be doing it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do, I'm there for you. We're all here for you.
No.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Not anyone can do it. But whoever does it, it has to align with the core ideology. I don't know if I'm using the word ideology a lot, but if you understand the concept, okay, it has to be a good match of the character of who's doing it. You're not going to expect somebody to be as passionate or as loyal, as transparent as you to your own vision.
Ash, I think I might disagree with you a little bit on that last comment, because many people have had the vision, but they sold out for the bigger dollar and the bigger opportunity of finances for themselves, not necessarily following what was the good for what they were doing. So on that one point alone, I will say, I come back to you, which I said at the very beginning when I first spoke with you also, was that you have created a business that will be taught. And this is going to be taught around the world, in the universities, in the colleges, of what the business example is for the future, for the now and the future, because it has started. You know, there are some people who have got an alignment with heart to what they want to do. But you have taken this to an absolute extreme that nobody else has experienced. And good CEOs care about what's right. And you have always cared about that from the very beginning. That has always been from your heart to the heart, with integrity and in truth. And there are many, many businesses out there, many CEOs who are starting to regret not having taken a more integrity, truthful path, because it's coming back to hit them in the areas where it counts the most, and that's in their pockets, or they're losing followers, or they're losing sales, and that's the only way that they would learn and notice. You have been integrity with your vision, with your products, with your support and mission for the world from the moment I first heard you speak and from the first time we spoke.
I don't disagree with you, Robin.
Of course, because I'm right.
Always right.
Yeah.
Actually, Robin, you brought up a really good point actually about selling out, and I actually think this is probably part of the arrogance of the big companies out there, is because their normal narrative of when things like this happen, when new companies come along, they stand back, they look, they listen, they learn, and they see. And what do? They think, if it gets going, if it's going to be good, we'll just buy them out. We've got the money. We'll just go and buy them out. That's the normal mentality of these big boys. You see it all the time. You only have...
Red, there is a massive era on the global market right now. A lot of startup companies, they just do it, and they do something not because they want to, exactly, to be acquired or just to have a good offer acquisition. Like, they go and target a tiny niche that, hey, maybe Amazon will buy us, maybe this will buy, and they don't have the full intention to actually deliver or to, for what it does. It's just good enough that so and so will buy us.
Absolutely.
And that's a money game. That's just a nasty money game.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that is almost the norm now in business. Muggly. I know. Jane, Mrs. Muggly, I mean, it absolutely is true that people get very money ugly when they see that dollar sign. You brought up a very good point, Ash, as well, of the people who look at their popularity more than they look at their intentions of what they're trying to achieve. They get very blinkered and mirrored towards how popular they are, the invites they get to parties, and the people they associate them with. That is what they are looking for and striving for, not actually being a good human being. There's not many people who really have got that integrity to just be a good human being and to try their utmost and their hardest to stay the course, to deliver on the promise. You are doing all of those things. Listen, it's going to make a fantastic book. Your biography of this journey is going to be a bestseller amongst all bestsellers, because we've had a little peek behind those curtains, but we haven't seen behind the curtains in true form. And I'm sure that one day all of this will come out and we will really have a good idea.
Right. But it's inevitable that it's an ugly world out there. I mean, it's no doubt. It's corrupted. It's greedy. It's lots of evil. Sadly, how could I mean? Our heart goes to our brothers and sisters in Papua New Guinea. This is a natural disaster. No control. But look what's happening in Palestine. Everybody's watching. How in the world 2023 this is possible to continue happening to our people there? And it's not right. Okay. So if it was a clean world with no corruption, with no evilness in it, this wouldn't been happening now. So I judge by man-made stuff. Okay. Yeah. Nature, natural disasters. That's God's will for that. But there is so much corruption uh, that, for example, some man catastrophes are made. Okay, we could either avoid or we could solve quickly, like the wars. Okay, why is that happening now? Come on. If we have the heart, we sit on the table. No problem is too big to solve with peaceful negotiation anywhere. But to see that happening everywhere, oh my God, the war for power and authority and money and evil and control is so nasty.
I like to bring up this one point to
How
I
much
love
they spend on weapon when this can solve tonight, tonight, one transaction can solve starvation in the world tonight, not tomorrow, not in a year, not in 5 months, tonight. One small decision. Global leaders, 200 or so, come together, have a conference. We'll give them O Connect. They're not many, 200, okay? And with their entourage, have a discussion, solve something, do something. What did they do except war and evil and that manipulation to our feelings? You've got to hate those so and so religion or that nationality or this flag or come on, stop the nonsense. I'm sorry. I had that like erupting from my chest, Julie. So if I suppress it, I'm, I'm probably not gonna have food today. So now I can breathe. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry to cut in. Um, I wanted to bring up this point how I love your confidence and your commitment that you are creating your own path and you focus on that path and you go. And if there is a chip on that path or something that's coming on that's not the way you want it, or for example, with O Connect, for example, if you don't like it, I'll create a new one. I'll fix it. Like you're not focusing on the mistake or the things, or I don't know what you call it, the problems. You don't focus on that. I just love that perfection because you create that path and you're going to walk on that path straight and focus on that path and it's going to be perfect. And
Yeah.
I just love that confidence because you're
Speaking
really
of
focusing
perfect,
on where you're going. Yeah,
okay, I pledge to you that we will not settle for less than perfect.
I love it.
Just like Susie.
Well, I have a title for the book. The
Ash,
man. Okay, you ready? The man with the perfect heart, and he smells good too.
oh, not today.
Not
Rolls off the
today.
I
tongue,
smell
Matt.
ye.
Rolls off the tongue.
Doesn't that roll off the tongue, Red?
And his eyes are moist today.
Yeah. As someone who loves editing, Susie,
Oh,
I think
he's
I might have to
spraying.
take a few words
No,
out.
look at he's spraying himself. It
I'm
smell
always
like
equipped.
hotcakes.
Yeah.
It's hey, the stuff you were talking about, and I'm not. Once again,
Susie, this one
what?
called what? I'm sorry.
I can't see it. What is it?
It's like fireworks.
Okay.
Oh, is it cologne?
Yeah, it is. Let me turn this
You
on.
were spraying all of us in Boston. Is that
What does it say?
Calvin?
Million?
Yeah. Wow. Is it good?
Million perfume.
Talking about millions.
There's a typo.
And
There's a
it's gold.
typo. It needs to have a TR.
Yeah. That was a
Well,
joke.
well, I remember all the stories you've
That was a
told us.
gift, by the way. That was a gift. And this
Oh, it
is
wasn't from
better.
me. Yeah. What's that one called?
Uh, is YSL.
You had that black bottle you were spraying everyone with in Boston.
Yeah, I sprayed Gersminder with it.
Yeah.
That was
Tom Ford. Tom Ford.
that
Tom Ford.
Savage.
Sauvage.
I'm
Oh my
sending
God,
you a new one.
I gave
Ash.
that to my boyfriend in college. Oh my God.
Sauvage is the wild one.
Oh.
I'm sending you a new one.
Okay.
I'm sending
Oh
you a
no,
new
that was Jack
I'm
Carr.
sorry, Susie. We cut off your.
No,
Thing.
that's okay.
So,
That's
are you saying from
okay.
the college days, Gene? I'm sorry. When did you get
College.
that?
She said she gave it to her boyfriend.
No, I'm sorry. That's the Johnny Depp one. No, Jack Carr was the one I gave to my boyfriend.
Jerkar. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought this was like in this
Yeah,
decade
that's
at least.
modern.
Okay.
So I'm old. I'm
Everyone,
forgetting these things.
everyone's gonna go out and buy out Savage or whatever that was.
Oh, Chris
Sauvage.
has the same. Yeah, I can smell him from here.
I can smell him in
And I had
Michigan.
it, and I had it before Ash Mufareh had it, just to let you know. And I'm sending you a new bottle. It's called "I Did It My Way." There you go.
Well, you don't know why I bought it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Well, first, but not. It's not. No, not what
It's
you're
his
thinking.
wife.
Not because
It's
I
his
smell so
wife.
bad.
It's its wife.
It's after I knew this is what you use. I just wanted to smell like you. but
Oh.
but when my wife comes home with 2-3 bottles of cologne, okay, I know I have a smell problem. It's like, okay, yeah, try this, try that. That's a very diplomatic way to say, you stink, buddy. Just fix that.
And Father's Day's coming up, so you might get some from the kids too, right?
It's also
Oh yeah,
means I like this
this
on
milk
you.
tickle tender. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Stink
Well,
is stink, whether it's pretty or not. Stink is stink. I'm sorry, cologne don't help.
that's
But-
right. That's right.
What I was
I agree.
saying before about you, Ash, you had talked about when you went for a job interviews and other things and businesses that only cared about the bottom line, and that bothered you early on, right? And that there were caps on
Yeah,
earnings.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, so this is like your whole lifelong legacy anyway. And
It has
I,
to reflect my personality. I
it,
think you've heard about generosity before.
yeah. Yeah. So, of course, yes. And not patting myself on the back, but during my career, when I was in a corporate position
Uh-huh.
where the bottom line was what they cared about, and I cared more about the employees and the customers.
Right.
And I had two different vice presidents who were very high up. They really liked me. They liked the work I was doing, but they had a pointed conversation and said I would never make it up the ladder because I cared too much about people.
True. True.
And I didn't stop doing what I was doing. However, there were other people, my colleagues, who stopped caring about people and moved up because they were cutthroat. I was
Yeah.
not. I ended up leaving that organization, but they have to live in their skin,
Right.
and it doesn't matter if they're looking at it for notoriety, for money, or whatever.
Yeah.
The bottom line is they have to live in their skin with the choices they made. And you have to be proud, I'm sure, of all the choices you've made. And I'm proud when I left two different organizations when things weren't going right for the right reasons. They were going for the wrong reasons. And I had my morals to
Sadly.
just say, this is it,
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not trying to boast or brag, but I think you've attracted people like
Yeah.
that care more about others and helping others than themselves.
Yeah.
Or the bottom line.
Yeah. Absolutely. I just
Mhm.
got two ideas about Connect, Susie. Tell me, what do you think? The first one is, you know how we have Be Right Back, which is kind of handy, right?
Yeah.
But some people don't want to cut off the conversation and they just need to be excused. I just thought about having that also, that sticks there for a minute or two. Let's say Gene is leaving and need to be excused without having to interrupt the conversation. What do you think about that? Or it's not a big deal?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
tells us that, or whatever screen we get, that so and so want to be excused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Hmm.
You mean like they're not coming back? They're leaving.
Yeah. They want to go, but they're not gonna have to say something. And
Like I had to say
I,
the other night, I
I,
said, I'm sorry, I got to go. And
I
then everyone's like, bye,
when I
bye,
came
bye.
back, I found you gone. Okay,
I
you were
know.
gone because
I heard you were looking for me, but it would be great if you could say something. I need to leave. Take care.
yes.
So you
I
guys
think that's
Okay.
great.
The other
I think
one is, you know how the referee has like flag or whatever. What about having also something when this is off topic or this is not serious, whatever, it's like not businessy. So to have like different labels, or like a color legend, if you would, okay, ledger, maybe um, pause or something, like to how do you pause in if you're recording a video or something, right?
So do you mean like we're
So we're
talking
talking
about
now, we
business?
talk
Yeah.
about the cologne and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, if when we're in the market heavily, all of that, this would be all uh, compliance in a way. Like, okay, I'm promoting this or that. Okay, for
Can you
example.
please just sit
And by
down
the
and
way,
stop making noise?
Oh, Marty.
Marty, your mic is on, Marty.
that's okay.
Okay.
Welcome to family. All right. So, FYI, uh, don't rush to buy any brand that we mentioned. We were just talking about what we have. Keep in mind, first of all, if you're like me, you don't have a good smell, put that flag on. Uh, Step number one, shower. Step number two, step number two is you have to try, because each fragrance has a certain chemistry with every skin or personality. And what do you want the effect to be? All right. So don't
Mhm.
just go, what's good for Chris, not necessarily going to make me look good or as good.
Or
it's so
if
true. It's
or
so true, Ash. I've tried. I
Wow,
know.
you are old monsters. Okay, you just said so true. I cannot even look good like him, even
Well,
if
I
I
don't know
try.
if you guys can see me. I've had high winds in the area, so I'm bouncing in and out, but I'm here. I'm here. Can you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
perfectly. Good
I
quality.
have
Yeah.
to say that the perfume cologne thing is so true. My sister had, if I would see somebody or smell someone that smelled wonderful, and I would go out and get it, and it would not be the same in my body chemistry, the oils in my skin or whatever. So you really do have to try it, and I think that's sort of a great analogy for a lot of things in life. You have to get in there and see how it works with you, your energy, and then see what smells best on you. It's a bummer sometimes because you
Right.
really want something to smell good on you, but it doesn't. You have to be yourself and be authentic.
So that brings us back to what Ash was saying about Ash, when you talked about the different colors for what was business and what was like talking fun. I took what you were saying in a whole different way. Like I can get off subject very easily. I can talk about anything and go down rabbit holes. So we're talking about this, and now we're talking about the cologne. What I thought you were proposing for O Connect is you're in a business meeting and you're talking, and all of a sudden the conversation drifts. Can a big flag come up to tell
Like
everyone,
KK. Yeah. Just
get back,
kidding.
like
Yeah.
a red, like there's a red flag out there. We're off
Right.
target or something to let that person know, oops, okay, let's get back onto the subject. Because Gene, all of a sudden we're talking about what you're talking about. So that can happen easily in a meeting because I
Yeah,
do
the
it
irony is
myself.
that you could be talking about cologne, but then you go into something deeply profound that affects the business.
Right.
So how do you color code
Maybe
that?
my son invented something, by the way. It's like I'm not going to disclose that publicly, but also he has a color sort of a thermometer or a temperature code, like yellow, green, red, orangish, all of that. So it indicates, you know, certain. So for example, maybe a color code. Okay, that means it's not, as you said, it's not business profound or not that big of a deal. It's like a side chat or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, do you have something that can say you're winged? Just cut it short. Go to the point.
Julie.
All right, we're gonna put things back on track and go back to the intelligence. All right.
I love you, brother. Have to take the dog to vets from Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bella. That's okay. Go take
all right.
Bella.
Do you have? Okay. You're gonna switch to the car or what?
Yeah, I'll bring my laptop in the car. Hopefully, we're all good. I just didn't want to just leave without being announced. So why not use the product that I love and use the ticker?
Look at that. Yeah. Without jumping in.
Without
Sweet.
jumping in.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye, Chris.
What happened? What happened to Bella?
It's a it's a booster shot. She had all her teeth, well, 12 teeth.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, nothing
Yeah.
like that ear thing you got growing in there, but
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my issues. You think that's the only problem I have?
hey, you know what you said I did like real quick. It's almost would be cool if the be right back sign you could customize and put a bunch of little things in there like, hey, gotta go, I'll be right back, you know, gotta run to the docks.
More codes, exactly.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I like that. I like to be right back though too.
Or the same thing, Susie, you know, takes down the video, but probably will affect the content. Is like off record, okay, or
Yeah.
off topic.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna wait for you to reconnect, okay?
Okay.
We're just gonna sing or whatever,
Oh
breathe
God, don't let Marty
until
sing,
you come
please.
back, and then he will take over because you don't want to miss a word.
I'll be listening. I can hear you. I just got to get her and Alicia in the car. I can hear everything. I'm going to put my be right back sign on.
Okay.
Bye, Chris. Drive carefully.
Bye.
Yeah, you really don't want to miss a word here because it's all gold. And so when I've been popping in and out, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to go back and listen to the recording to catch everything. Oh my gosh.
Make sure you sit belt the laptop, Chris.
I appreciate all of your input. Thank you here, and those who will be also voicing their support publicly or anywhere. It happens just us here, but I'm sure there are more people in alignment with us on the conversation.
Absolutely.
But I feel good you let me speak up. Sometimes it's better out at any cost, yeah, because I don't know.
You feel better? You feel better?
Without knowing the consequences, yes. I don't know what's going to happen. It could be dumb, but
Are we the only ones who know?
And then I always thinking too, everyone that comes to you will either have questions, need your decision, need you to solve problem, need you this, need you that. But there's time I believe that you need to have a space where you just chill and relax. So anytime that is happen, we all will be here. Like anytime in the day, I believe we all will be here. So
I knew that. I can count on you. Thank you. That's why I told you, taking the risk.
Yeah, obviously part of that risk is that everyone's not going to understand, and that's just the nature of the beast, isn't it? You know, it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's good. I don't want everybody to get it.
Yeah. But you still stay on your path and you stay focused and you keep walking.
If you're one from those who get it, if you get it, this message is for you. If you don't get it, we're not talking to you. You're not at the level that we are connecting to. It's not an insult, it's just a fact.
Can I ask something? And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I'm going to ask anyway. Is there part of all of this that you felt like maybe you gave too much free rein to certain groups or people, or is that not an accurate part of it?
You're absolutely right. That's a part of it. Yeah.
And it didn't go in the direction that you had envisioned, and it had to get reeled back in.
Exactly. Yeah. That's not everything. That's
No, but
just
part of it
part.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that
You're
comes
right.
down to who you are with
You
you
know,
want,
Ash.
yeah, you want people to think for themselves, be creative, take the ball and
It's
run.
not about me or anyone. It's about what need to be done
Vision.
for the masses.
Yeah.
It's about your mission.
Yeah.
And
But that's because
when
that's
the
you
me gets
inside.
in,
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
me or little us gets in, it's not authentic anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
All
you
right.
shared.
Chris can hear us now? Yeah, I'm sorry, Gene, you go.
Oh gosh. Well, I was just saying when Susie was saying that's who you are. If you had not shared this, and people on the outside are saying you shouldn't have shared all of that or whatever, you're showing the world a new way of being a CEO, a new way of running a business, full transparency, and all of
I
that.
don't care.
And
I don't care
yeah,
how
I
they
think if they
receive it.
look at it
And
and say, "Oh, that's foolish," they're the people who will never understand this way of thinking.
if the general gauge, if you wish, or the benchmark that is out there, the public standards were satisfactory, we wouldn't be doing this in the first place. The whole concept and theory behind what we're doing is because it doesn't exist and we are a different animal. We are a team of our own league in a way, a different, and I'm not following any standards or frame or restriction. I often like to be off script and just speak from the heart.
Perfect.
If
love
you are sitting and having a cup of coffee with me, this is the conversation I will have with you. Whether with a trillion people, there's no trillion people, but with a billion people, or one-on-one, a close friend, that's exactly how this. If I'm talking to myself, that's exactly the conversation I had. I don't care how someone would perceive it or their perception or their conclusion. It's irrelevant because I'm not here in the business to please anyone specifically. I'm here to do what I believe is right and what I believe is going to make a good, positive impact and good value to others. My apology, Red. I mean,
No, it's all right. I was just going to quote one of Jane's very good quotes, which we use a lot in our life, and that is the juice worth the squeeze? And really what that means is the effort you're putting in,
right,
for whatever you are doing, is it worth the juice at the end of it all?
I
And
get
that
it.
really helps it.
Absolutely. Is it
And
reflecting
that helps
the
us
core?
focus.
Exactly, the substance of exactly. I get it. I understand what you mean.
I mean, we use that terminology in quite a lot of things that we do. When things are hard and it starts getting tough, or we often say, is the juice worth the squeeze? And it really does help you focus a little bit on direction and where you're putting your energies.
Yeah.
The old saying, busy fool, and all of those, they
Right.
all comes into play when you are doing business. Whatever you're doing, that you can end up spending way too much time on something that is just not going to fulfill the dividends that you're looking to achieve from it. So sometimes you have to, go in different directions. And like I said earlier, it takes very strong individuals and leadership to be able to make the hard decisions, because hard decisions are not nice. If anybody has ever been in business, sometimes you have to make decisions which are very, very uncomfortable, and it's not nice at all. But there's a bigger picture. Ash, you certainly have the luxury of being able to focus in and out of on passive the whole business, because you know the whole picture. And obviously everybody doesn't get that luxury, but that's your chalice. That is part and parcel of why you're where you are and why you are doing what you're doing, because you have to make those types of decisions. So I'm sure that there's going to be subtle changes along the line for the better, obviously. Nothing that you have done so far has been for the worst, that's for sure. And I would never expect anything in On Passive to get worse. It's only going to get better. So we've said it many times amongst many of us here, that just because we don't see you on a regular basis doesn't mean to say things aren't happening behind the scenes. But one thing has always stood true. The next time we do see you, it's always much better information than what we had prior to seeing you. And that has always been the mantra over this journey. And I can't see that changing. Back to you.
Excellent. Think of it this way. Okay, you want to go from London to Birmingham, or let's use Rome as a good example. You want to go from Naples to Rome within Italy, or Florence to Rome. You go, okay, this is your objective. You want to go there, and you find obstacles on the road. You don't go back. Find another way, a detour, okay? And if it's blocked, find a third one, fourth one. There's certainly 1,000 ways to go to Rome. As they say, all roads get to Rome. However, as long as you don't quit, you don't give up, you don't surrender, okay? Eventually, so don't judge by the notion when you want to accomplish something and it's not done the first attempt. Would you have a bold mentality or a radical ideology where it's got to be done, do it or die? That's it. The rest is fill in the blank. So, which makes it change is healthy in business. Some adjustments are needed. You got to modify your roadmap sometimes. Things change, you discover new things, but you are out there on the road and you are dealing with it already. It's only a matter of time until you get there, and you will get there. Make no mistake. You are going to find a way as long as you're determined, okay, and don't quit. You are going to get there.
Ash, I was also thinking, aside of all of that, and that's all wonderful conversation, but to think about how you've transformed a lot of us here that have been on this journey with you, from people changing the way they think, changing the way they look at things. And an example, it's affected me. And I've always kind of been one of those, always trying to come up with solutions and meetings, and I don't even have a box.
Think outside the box. Exactly.
Not even have a box.
Yeah.
But I was at a board meeting for the Lathrop home last night, and we were doing a strategic planning and the budgeting, and the topic came up about what makes us different. We did a whole SWOT analysis, our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, all of that stuff. But it can't, and we're doing okay financially, even though we're not for profit. We we have a big endowment that's doing well. But one of the things is, in some places that have assisted living or rest homes, they pay for the cable, the internet, and the phones, if it's a landline, and we don't, although we do have internet. So, of course, there's a lot of bankers and financial people on the board. And
Right.
I said, why don't we just throw that in?
Yeah.
And they all looked at me like, well, how much, it all went to the bottom line. I said, well, that would differentiate us from other places. And we could fund it by, partnering maybe with a company that's willing to help a nonprofit, or we could, and I'm coming up with all of these ideas of, if you think it, make it happen, like you've always told us.
It's
There's no
possible.
reason.
That's it.
There's
Don't
no
look back.
reason why
Don't
we
look back.
couldn't.
Find a way. Yep.
And there's this one woman who she's so number driven, and I'll tell you, she was so uncomfortable because, and then we have this elder law lawyer, big lawyer in the area. He goes, I like what Susie's got to say. Let's figure this out. So that's just one little story. And there's probably millions of stories amongst all of us who have opened our eyes and started being more creative and looking, because of you, Ash, really, because you say, do it or die. It's going to happen. It's a done deal. You say it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Only a matter of time. Yeah.
Right. So I think that has been a great gift to all of us, because I see the transformation in a lot of people around the globe of what the true focus is and what the vision is. And
Where
that's
there's a
part
will,
of
there's a way. Yeah.
right. And that's part of your legacy too, that I think you've really transformed a lot of people's way of thinking, and to be thinking of others and solutions rather than continuing the problem or the corruption.
Yeah. Or
So
cry
thank
about
you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or cry about it, be victim. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
All
We're
good
going to bring
stuff.
it home now with the man, the legend, the leader, Einstein,
Omar?
Mr. DeGarmo.
Oh, I was waiting. I thought Chris left. Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was Omar.
Yeah. Omar's coming on. No, you don't have to say all that. No, I mean, I'm trying to run my head through all this. For the last few months, I would say maybe even longer, it felt like something was a mess. And I would call it women's intuitions, but I'm not a woman. So there's just something like there was a
Good leaders have a good intuition. Yeah.
yeah, there was a side thing going on that was better than what I'm seeing. I couldn't explain it. I hadn't even said it to a few people, and then today lets me know that I was lucky. I was right, or partially right. I don't need to know the details. I just knew something didn't
Yes.
feel right. I could tell by the way things are moving and the way things are coming across. Whatever, doesn't matter. But I was happy to hear what I heard. It's painful because, and we talked about, you could give somebody the blueprint. You could give the blueprint of Unpassive to Apple. You could give it to anyone. But the blueprint is the mechanics. They can't buy
Right.
the ideology. They can't buy the movement that you created.
Principle. Yeah.
It's not for sale. It's not a something you can touch. Yeah, you could build the equipment. They could build the equipment now. The technology's there, or you wouldn't have it. It's there. It's about what is behind the products that were built, and that's what we're part of. So, yeah, I mean, to come up and offer to buy it would be a joke for them, even if you sold it. What are they going to do with it? They don't have the backing. They got to go with all these shareholders and say, hey, by the
That's right.
way, all that money you make for nothing, we're going to take it back because we got to give it to the people that are involved. It's just ridiculous. They're not going to do it. It's not something you can sell. In fact, it probably scares them so much. That's why you're getting all the heat, because they know they can't duplicate it. Apple can duplicate Apple. Facebook, all these can do the same. But when you come up on passive, and it come up September 1st last year, and they started to get a glimpse, and I'm sure we've got a few competitors that are right inside on passive right now, and they're looking at them. They're going to board meetings and say, look what they have. And then you're causing a panic, a big panic, because you're actually taking money out of some people's wallet, mainly 1 or 2% of the world. But that's okay. I feel good what you said, because I remember talking to a few people. I didn't say it aloud out in the open because I didn't want to call people, oh my God, something's wrong. I just said something's not right. I don't know what the wrong is. I'm not there. I don't ask these details. I never have. But when you're following the pieces and the vibe and what you feel, and all of a sudden it gets, something's not right. I don't feel right about it. No, we keep chugging along, but that's not the part. And then, but I'm really happy with what we do have. Cannot be beat. We're way past being conquered or knocked down. Okay. And I hope in a small way we are the wind beneath your wings, because you can look back and say it's worth flying. It's worth flapping more and going higher. And that to me is a big deal. Now I realize you surround yourself people, even on your side or our side, that have the face of an angel, have the clothes of an angel, but sometimes it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you don't know that.
Or just the bad judgment. I don't want to. Yeah,
Wrong direction.
exactly.
Don't. And part of that is maybe they never had exactly what you're dreaming and what you wanted. That would be hard to translate anyway. But no, I'm glad that it happened. If it happened, and we're moving, we're still moving. I get that. But it's a powerful thing. I didn't want to really talk at all because I wanted to think about what it was, but it doesn't matter. We're on a good spot. I believe this was needed to be said. I'm not surprised. I'm not. I just thought, do people, you can relay a product. You can say, this is how OConnect works. This is how, but when you take your dream and what you want, how do you transfer that to somebody else? Right. And then you're going to take that, and then they take it and you assume they got it. They're going and they do a few things and you go, oh, shoot, that's not what I want. That's not it. That's no, this way. And I knew, I had a feeling that part of it would be the bigger you got, the stronger we got, the more backing you got, that direction thing was going to be a problem. But I'm glad you see it. I'm glad you know it. And whatever it is, you have the wind beneath your wings, I believe, from all of us. And obviously nobody else would do this. It's absolutely insane. Nobody in the right mind would do this. I'm not putting you down, just fact. An average person wouldn't do what you're doing. You're not average. Thank God. But I believe most people on passive are probably not average, because all of us have been called crazy at one level or another. But no, I love what was said. Maybe I don't have the words for it, but it just answered a lot of my what I was feeling about stuff that's going on. Hope that made sense. But anyway, I'm here forever. So thank you. Anyway.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I do have a question for you, but let's keep it off the record because not everybody's gonna get. We will share it with our people here, but just I don't think it's to the level where everybody can understand it. So I'm gonna ask you a question of track. Somebody's falling from the sky. Who's that? So we're gonna wrap it up. Anyone want to add anything here?
Just thank you, Ash.
No, thank you.
Thank you
And
for
God
being
bless
so
you.
transparent and inviting me to be part of this on the panel. I appreciate it.
That was good. I was able to ventilate. Now I'm going to deal with the consequences. I don't know what's going to happen, but
We're here.
I did what
We're
I
here
felt
to take
doing.
the floor.
Thank you. All right. It's been great. For those who didn't get a chance to see the uh, link or to be present with us live, we will put this publicly on YouTube channels. All right.
We love you and we appreciate you very much.
The key word is what do we search for to find it on YouTube?
Let's do it.
Best Man Cologne, recommended by Chris Johnson. That
Midnight
is going to be
Midnight
an
Pastor
idiot
by Chris
AI to
Johnson.
get it.
Smell good like Chris.
Exactly.
Smells like
Or
on passive
what
spirit.
happened to Bella? Guess where is Bella today?
Bella's probably driving. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she's excited.
Oh my God.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm
Yeah.
getting car sick just
She's
watching.
good.
Look at the
She knows we're
sky.
talking about her. Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Beautiful. Oh my
Are you
God, Chris,
filming
please drive carefully.
the Canadian side? Yeah.
He's saying okay.
All right. Thank you. I
Thank you.
loved this session. I loved being with you. I love you. I thank you. Everything is going to be fantastic. Nothing less of perfect. Just give us time. In the right time, we're going to be able to fill you in with the details. But just know that we are on the right track. We have the right heart. We are able to do it, and it's going to be done.
Perfect.
Hallelujah. Thank
Good
you.
ending.
Thank you, Ash.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.